Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Tuesday, another harsh truths about dating. Today, on all platforms, we're going to be talking about prenuptial agreements. Now, people ask me this question all the time. Get a prenup. What about prenups? Russell, can you talk about prenups? Sure. Let's talk about prenups. First things first. There is a huge misunderstanding about what prenups actually are and what they do. Some people seem to think that having a prenup is going to protect you. So, in some cases it does, okay? Prenup agreement simply means pre-nuptials, before the nuptials, before you have the marriage, okay? So if you as a man, let's say, amass some amount of wealth, okay, and that is earned before you're married, then having a prenuptial agreement protects that man from what could happen if the marriage ends or whatever. And there's other things and terms you can define within, but we're not going to get into all that because it's literally can be endless. Now, there's a lot of questions from women, a lot of concerns about it from women saying, well, what if he wants a prenup? Should I sign it? Should we get married at all? Here's the thing, folks. Most of y'all aren't marrying guys that are tycoons before you get married. That's a small percentage of some of you women. Honestly, do what I say and put yourself in a position where rich men are fine. Men that have already made something of yourself. If you're taking my advice at all, which is armchair advice at best, but if you're taking my advice at all, you should put yourself where wealthy people are, and then just marry for love. All right, which could mean that man may have something before the marriage. All right, but for the most part, most of you guys, anything that man accrues after the marriage, once you guys are married, because most of the time you guys aren't marrying a corpse, you guys are marrying people that are going to continue to have a career. All right, anything that he makes. Say you marry a man in his 40s, a successful man in his 40s. Just because y'all get married doesn't mean it's over. He's not dead now. All right? He's going to continue to earn more money. And the older he gets, the more money he'll make. The more money he'll make if he's about his business. Okay? So even if you do end up signing a prenuptial agreement, that only matters for the amount of money or the assets he's accrued before you were married. But if he continues to work after you're married, and most men do, whether they're successful or not, you're entitled to that after the marriage. Because all of the pillow talk and all of the times he had to come home battered and beaten from the day, and you had to lick his wounds at night. God, you're entitled to some of that. All right. So anything he's done after the marriage, whether you sign a prenup or not, is still yours as the woman. You're entitled to that, and fair enough. And then there's laws, wherever you are in states, countries, whatever, that after a certain determined amount of time, predetermined amount of time, you're owed a little bit more, this and that, whatever. We're not going to deal with all those details. Frankly, those are just a lot of semantics that vary from place to place. It's not worth talking about. But that being said, when you enter into a marriage with a man. As a woman, if you enter into a marriage with a man, that marriage needs to be mutually beneficial. All right? So, if he's a successful man and he's done, okay, like done with work, and he's not going to work and continue to build anything new, having a prenup with that person means you get nothing if it doesn't last. Now, let's be real, guys. I'm oftentimes I get real with you guys on this channel, but you guys should be going into the marriage with the idea that you're going to stay together no matter what. You see, you should be going into it with the preconceived idea that I'm getting married to stay together with this person. All right. Some of y'all black widows out there, I get it. I understand. You're in business. I get it. However, for the rest of us, most of us, we think, okay, I'm getting married to a person, hopefully that I'm in love with, that I care about, whatever, and I'm going to stay with that person, and I'm going to benefit directly, we're both going to benefit from our throughput in life. Whether he's successful, I'm successful, whatever. So go into it, on good faith terms. But if he's made all his money before he met you, and you might not have anything. You might be left high and dry, because what if you forfeit your whole life? What if you as a woman forfeit your whole life for this man? All right. And then 5 or 10 years later, you're kind of past the realistic breaking point for having children or whatever. And now he ditches you for some younger woman, the waitress or whatever. All right. You've got nothing. You see what I'm saying? So a prenuptial agreement with somebody who's done, all right, where it's like if it doesn't work out for any reason, you're cooked. Now, there's a solution here for this. I'm a practical man, and I've been very close to marriage myself. I'm not married, but I've been very close to marriage myself, and I've had some very realistic conversations about this, and I'm going to give you a little insight about how I consider things. The Jewish community, I'm not Jewish, but the Jewish community does something I think is really great, actually. I don't know what it's called. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me the name of it specifically. But it's basically a situation where when you marry a woman, you know, from the Jewish community, whatever, you provide for them like it's basically a bank account of cash nowadays, modern times. It's cash that you set aside that just in case this marriage doesn't work out, for whatever reason, you're owed this money because I'm taking you out of the dating pool. I'm taking away from your potential opportunities. I'm taking away your potential opportunities with those other suitors. And you're taking it, and because of you're marrying me, that's also a risk that you're taking. So therefore, I have some money set aside that if things don't work out between us, you're entitled to that predetermined amount before the marriage. It's not communal property. It's not, you know, whatever. It's not a dowry. It's not a dowry. It's something specific. Basically, it's a situation where it's like, look, I want you to be my wife, but I know if you're going to be my wife, I don't want you to work. I want you to, you know, take care of me and maybe my kids or whatever. And I recognize that that's going to limit your potential opportunities if things don't work out, because now you're going to be 5 or 10 or 15 years older. And what other man's going to want you if you can't have kids with him or like whatever? You lose some opportunities by getting married to a person. That's just the way it is. And hopefully that's for the better, but sometimes it's for the worse. And if it's for the worse, you're owed something if you took a chance on me and the gamble didn't take it. You lost. You see? This is similar in Islam. Yeah, exactly. So basically, I've had a serious conversation about this, where a woman I was seriously dating at the time, I said, look, at the end of the day, I would put several. I'm not going to say that amount of money because that would be not fair for you guys to know, but it was a lot of money to just set aside in a safety box somewhere off to the side, so that therefore, if the marriage didn't work out, you would be entitled to this and you would get this, okay, so that you can take care of you and your children or whatever it is, if it doesn't work out with marrying me. I think that sort of thing is awesome. It's more than just a prenuptial agreement where the man's like, okay, I've already earned this before I met you, so you might not be, get 50% of my corporation that I built over the last 30 years, but a nice little dowry or something, not a dowry, but a bucket of money off to the side that's like, look, you're taking a gamble with me. If things don't work out in 5 years, hang on, siren. I'm going to repeat this in a second because this just gets all in the video. It's chaos here in LA lately, Jesus. Hang on a second, guys. How's it going, folks? Just sirens. Hang on a second. Hello, guys. It's not alimony. Okay. Anyways, what was I saying? So basically, what I'm saying is that if it's not an agreement that states that... Hold on, it's really hot in here. Give me 1 second. Let me turn the AC on. It's 76 degrees. Hang on a second. The heat on. It's crazy. What was I saying? Okay. Basically, what I'm saying is that in the prenuptial agreement, you're saying, hey, you might not be entitled to the company that I built for the last 30 years. However, if we get married and it doesn't work out, then you will get to $5 million as for compensation for the attempt. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you're going to be taken out of the workforce, Possibly you're going to be, maybe having somebody else's kids, which could interfere with your opportunities with other potential suitors that you could have been with during that time. And it's sort of like a risk fund. It's like, well, here's some money that's set aside. If it doesn't work out for me in the first 10 years or something like this, you're going to get this. Outside of 10 years, then you're entitled to some sort of a living adjustment or something. And that seems like a fair and equitable deal for both. Because like I've been saying this whole time, this whole thing, folks, needs to be mutually beneficial for you too as a woman. So men go, oh, well, just simply being in proximity of a successful man like your husband or something isn't necessarily enough. Because let me tell you something. Growing up, my mom's second husband, my mom's married now, happily married now and husband for a long, long time. But for my mom's second husband was well-to-do. Little town that I'm from, he was well-to-do guy, whatever. Took care of her, took care of us, whatever. But due to infidelity and other reasons, their marriage ended, and he basically pulled the rug, just like that. And you know what happens when you're with a successful guy and there's no sort of paperwork or some sort of promise before that happens? If a man pulls a rug, you, my dear, are left high and dry on your ass with no money, no prospects, nowhere to go. A couple of kids, and that's what happens. Okay, it's not an equitable marriage. You're just kind of screwed. Do you guys understand? Do you guys see what I'm saying? So that's what happened to her. So she ended up having to do what she had to do, get back on her feet, whatever. So my point is, guys, prenups necessarily aren't a bad thing. Just you need some sort of terms in that prenup that says, well, I'm also limiting my prospects by taking a risk, let's face it, a risk on you. So therefore, what do I get if things don't work out? What if you turn into a monster? What if we don't get along? Whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to have something in your little agreement that says, okay, well, you're going to have a prenup. Then I need a statement saying that you're going to set aside cash for me. All right. And if things don't work out, I'm entitled to that. All right. I don't know what the Jewish folks call that, but that's very real, and it's sort of your counter to the prenup. If they ask you to sign a prenup, you say, great, you need to sign this agreement that says if things don't work out, I get $5 million. Because of all the potential I'm losing by marrying you. Do you guys see what I'm saying? You provide a counter offer or whatever. It's a ketubah. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Ketubah. Fine. So they come before y'all get married, and they come with papers. You get your own papers drafted up too. Two can play that game or whatever. But seriously though, I joke around a lot, but that's actually I'm pretty serious about that. You got your papers too. All right. That way y'all both standing on business when the prenuptial agreement conversation happens. All right. And by the way, just as a general rule of thumb, guys, as a woman, if the man is the breadwinner and you're marrying that guy for that reason and others, whatever, just always have something for yourself on the side. All right. Get yourself a little. Thanks for the gifts, guys. Get yourself a little. As a woman, always have something for yourself. If the man is providing for you, always have a way, either have your own cash or have your own way to make cash quickly in your back pocket at all times, because you never know, even if you are in a marriage. Even if it is an equitable marriage, you never know if you're going to be left high and dry. That's straight up, that is wisdom, folks, you can take to the bank, I promise you. Yeah, ketubah, that's what I mean. All right? So, bring your own paperwork. Bring your own paperwork, folks. Okay. All right. Harsh truths about dating. How's it going, folks? I'm on 3 platforms today. Still trying to figure out how to get the lighting right in the high rise. I'm in a penthouse in Hollywood. Let's see here. My mom told me that. And Mama's right. Mama's right. Hello, guys. How do you make cash quickly? I can help you with that, actually. The thing is that people can make a lot of cash quickly. What's happening now is TikTok. I know people, moms, making a ton of money on the TikTok shop. Just, you can make money on your phone now. The game has changed now, let me tell you. I don't really push for me personally on the TikTok stuff, but it's really, it's like a game changer. I was thinking about doing a little how-to guide, because I got a showcase where I sell stupid t-shirts or whatever. It's fine, but there's people that are making real money on it. Mine's more for like the fun of it, but there's people that are making real money online. If you guys want me to show you how to do that, I'll do it. I'll teach you guys. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'll help you out. No problem. My dream is a Steinway piano. This is not Steinway. I mean, mine too, though. That's actually a really nice piano. It won't fit in here. This is just a baby grand. Hello, guys. Okay. There's a bunch of pages bashing you for flipping. Flipping what? Flipping how? What are you talking about? What do you drink? Oh, this isn't Alani. Actually, they sent me some stuff lately. I like them. Okay, you're wise and hilarious. Love your content. Thank you. Hello, everyone. What color is that suit? It's like a burgundy. It's a little chocolate in it, though. Custom suit that I have made at Klein Epstein Parker. I got some new suits coming, actually. Very, very good stuff. Okay, harsh truths about dating, folks. Let's see what I can do to help you. Why do I attract stingy men? Well, that's the thing, guys. As a woman, if you're dating a guy, you can tell the signs right away. If that man's stingy at the beginning, by the way, if they're stingy during the courtship, do you think it gets better? You think that they get less stingy as time goes on? You think it goes from he's generous, during the beginning when he's trying to impress you, do you think that he goes from being what he is then and being less stingy later? Or do you think they get more stingy over time? That man will get more and more stingy. He's only taking you out on dates now because he's trying to impress you. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna get worse. His generosity doesn't unlock. It gets worse. Y'all be saying the budget in for sure. Okay. Russell, do you recommend... Wait, hang on, back it up. Hello, guys. Let's see here. Russell, do you recommend any elite dating apps for meeting in nice guys and some providers? Honestly, they're all over the place. It varies. Some people would say Raya, but Raya's like... They let anybody on that app there. My God. So it's hard to say, to be honest, and it changes all the time. I think that dating apps are great to get out of your house, get some experience under your belt. You know what I mean? So you're not sitting around like little rat girl every day. But to get out of your house, have a little adventure in your life, start being a yes man to things. Dating apps are great for that. To get some practice, get your reps in. But anyways, no, I wouldn't recommend dating apps. I would recommend putting yourself in the places where successful people spend time. And you can, I don't know where you live, but you can imagine, where that would be. Country clubs, nice parts of town, that sort of thing. Get yourself a perch up at the bar across from the hospital, wait for a cute doctor to walk in. There you go. Oh, man. I'm the rat girl. Well, that's what you're going to keep getting. Hello, guys. Okay, struggling to understand why he stopped all contact we had after amazing dates and he seemed interested. I think you mean to say interested. Leo, it's because he's not that into you. That's it. He thinks he can do better. Better option came along. That's it. When y'all are dating, they're just going to assess the better options you see. The men will, and here's another thing about men, just so you guys know, men will absolutely date women out of convenience. Like they'll take the convenience all the time, and that is very misleading because you might think that, you know, he's dating you, but you might think, oh, he's dating me. That's great, but you just might be the most convenient option for him. So he's perfectly willing to waste your time. Let me tell you. So you should date more too. You know what I mean? If y'all just, unless you guys are decided to be in a serious committed monogamous relationship, until that point you are single. And even fucking then, in a lot of cases, to be honest, unless there's a ring on it. And even then, you know, who knows? I see some of these like cul-de-sacs in these suburban towns that they got all kinds of stuff going on in that. Their little one dead end road. I don't know. But that being said, just, you know, keep your options open. All right. Let's see here. 40-year-old woman here. It seems that men that are in their 30s like me more than men in their 40s and 50s. Well, because look, you might be a cougar, man. You might have that air about you. Have those like jaguar eyes or whatever. They might like that. That's the thing, you know. Some men are really into that. How do you know if he has a lot of money? How do you know if he's stingy or generous? Does he ask you to pay? Is he suggesting you guys should split this? You get the tickets, I'll get the popcorn kind of vibes. That's how you know, folks. That's how you know. If he leads with that, then that's only going to get worse. You'll not only be paying for some of the date, you'll then start paying for all of the dates, and then you'll also be expected to plan them all too. That's how it goes. Is that what you want? Because that's what you're going to get. Okay. Younger men are fun to date and work harder to impress you. Okay, yeah, but and there's a certain threshold for age where women tell me all the time, like, I can't really talk about it. I got to be more family friendly on my page, apparently. God, whatever. Women are saying that men of a certain age have some problems. All right, and I can't really say what problems it is. It's some problems with Bible study or whatever. All right. Like you have dyslexia when you're Bible studying. I don't know. Read between the lines, folks. Y'all get what I'm saying. Dyslexic. All right. So I get women of a certain age want to date younger men because they're going to be dyslexic during Bible study. All right. And I get that. Okay. But every time I see a woman dating a more attractive younger man, it just screams insecurity to me. All right. And you know what else happens is if that man's attractive and he's got little game, you know, girls want him or whatever. That woman ends up pulling her damn hair out trying to reel him in. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You want to feel young. You want to have a young man, whatever. And the whole pool boy thing, I get it. But then when that pool boy starts talking to other 20-year-olds or whatever, now you're pulling your damn hair out. Is it worth it? What's he teaching you? How to chlorinate the pool properly? And you get what I'm saying? How are you going to respect that? So I just feel like my just general advice is just date older. Even if you're older, date older. Just general rule of thumb. All right? Date older. Because otherwise you're going to be pulling your hair out trying to compete with 20-year-olds because he's 20-something or whatever. Okay. Older men are players too. I'm not saying that older men aren't players or that they can't be players and also get women, of course they can. I'm not saying that, especially if they're older and have more money. I'm not saying that at all. But that's like something you can handle. That's a little bit better you can handle. It's not as easy for women to handle like younger women taking their Bible study partner. It's harder on them. And you'll, like I said, what happened? What was it? Remember Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher? That woman was going crazy over Ashton Kutcher. Holy shit. About to lose her damn mind over that dude. That's because there's just some things you can't really, there's nothing you can do about it, Demi. You're just much older. Iconic, but Ashton Kutcher, you know? That one was losing her damn mind. Is that what you want? You see? Older guys are players, it's like, yeah, okay, you can kind of wrap your head around it and you can control that a little bit more. But young guy, you dating a guy like a young Ashton Kutcher type and he starts doing what young Ashton Kutcher types do, you guys are going to be going crazy over it. Like, it's just not worth it. Okay. He sure did. That's right. All right. Okay, hold on. Okay, Star. Star goes, I'm 64, and men my age are worthless. Older they get, the more games they play. Listen. If you're 64 years old, what kind of games is a man in his 70s plus playing? What do y'all play? Marbles? No. What are y'all playing? Cards? Go fish? What games? How are they texting that hoe on a Motorola that he can't even see without his glasses? How's that possible? You should just take his phone and just put it somewhere else, and that man will be confused for days. What games? On a touch-tone telephone. I feel like that's the level, you can manage that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even know how to rename her to Domino's or whatever. You get what I mean? Shuffleboard? What games? What do you mean? The nursing home is wild. Oh, bingo, yeah. That man's playing bingo. What other games can he even play at 75 or whatever? Oh, let's see here. The game of life, that's right. Okay, let's see here. All the classic games. Hello, guys. I was recently gifted with a 2025 Corvette in October. Okay, Miss Raspberry. That's how you do it. Miss Raspberry got him on lock and key. That's great. You got a car? Did he give you the car note, or is he paying just for the payments or whatever? Let's see here. I want to know what Miss Raspberry's doing over here. Let's see here. What do you... Hang on. What do you do when your man only does day trading and you feel like he's not ambitious enough because of this? You go tell it to your other more ambitious boyfriend. What do you mean? Why are you worried about what he's doing? It's like I said, just he either has it or if he doesn't, or he doesn't have it. So if he himself is not where he wants to be financially or whatever, whose fault is that? Is that your fault? Is that your issue? You know? Unless y'all are married, is that really your issue? Tell it to your other boyfriend. Tell us more about this networking event. I'm seeing if there's interest around it first. I'm not sure if we're going to do anything yet. But maybe, if we get enough interested parties, maybe I will. Let's see here. Hang on. Hang on. I enjoyed you on the Kendra show. Yeah, Kendra G was cool. That was cool. Let's see here. Hold on. Why is... Okay, that's a strange question. All right. Harsh truths about dating, folks. What's going on? The ball, is it a maybe? Yes, it's a maybe. We'll see. If we get enough interest, we'll go through with it. Hello, guys. Okay. Hello. Let's see. Do high value men like intelligent women? I feel like it turns off most men. Well, it depends what you mean by intelligent. So I think oftentimes people confuse being combative with intelligent. They'll think that, well, if I can just, prove all these counterpoints and play devil's advocate, they'll know how smart I am, you see. And that ends up just being like, you might be smart enough to do that, but is that what you want? They don't want to do battle with you. So I know for a fact that women will intentionally try to dumb themselves down. I know women that do this. They try to dumb themselves down to be more agreeable and likable or whatever to men or whatever. Because some men are very insecure about intelligent women, or there's a lot of things that they react in that way, but sort of doesn't matter. The answer is as long as you're pleasant, I don't think that people are going to be upset that you're intelligent. I prefer intelligence because I feel like it can help me. Help me with things in my life, It's like I can talk to them about things that I can get some real feedback on. I prefer that personally. But I understand when people go, I don't really want that. So therefore, I don't want to be at odds with someone or whatever. Okay. Hang on. Do you have any tips for housewives? Like what? Okay. Do high value men like when girls pursue them or prefer to be led on? I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Do high value men like when girls pursue them or prefer to be led on? I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know anybody that prefers to be led on. Any men or women. Sorry, there's a lot of chats. I'm getting used to this. Are you half white and Mexican? Nope, just white. Okay. Someone created a profile and sent me a message regarding cryptocurrency. Okay. Don't fall for that stuff, guys. And that's if you fall for that, that's kind of on you, right? Geez. If somebody created a profile of me that has, 30 followers or whatever, and they're messaging you about crypto, whose fault is that? Y'all falling for that? Y'all falling for that? What in the Tinder swindler is happening here? That's crazy. Where's your suit from? This is from Klein, Epstein, and Parker. This is a custom suit for me. It says, see there? Klein, Epstein, and Parker. You can see my name and all these. It's like the same wool as like a Brioni, but it's made for me. Hello, guys. Is it still all about the chase for men? Kind of, to a point. Men definitely want to feel like they have to put in a little effort. With women, they think that they don't, but let me tell you, when women make it super easy, like if you're out somewhere and the woman makes it super easy for you, like comes up to you and they're like, hey, what's up? We should hang out sometime. You want to go home together? Like that kind of stuff is like, it makes men go, whoa, hang on, what's happening here? Because it makes men feel like there's like an alternative agenda. Like, why are you, this is out of the ordinary. What's going on here? What's wrong here? That's what most men think. So if you're very like assertive and even aggressive a little bit, and some men will be like, oh, who am I to look a gift horse in the mouth? Let's go. Others are going like, wait. Most men will go. It's like, wait, what? You're trying to rob me or something? They'll start to be curious that something's going on. Okay. Men chase. Yeah, so you want them to. So I think as a woman, it's better to just sort of like, put yourself together, get yourself a light beat, all right? Some gel, some dry shampoo, whatever. And then just simply put yourself in the proximity of the men you're interested in, yeah? And then let them do the work. That's kind of how it should be anyways. Just simply look good. Okay, you got to do that. Then put yourself out there. Just get out to the bar and just kind of, and then let them sort of do the work. Be nearby, be approachable, and then let them do the work. And then they'll feel more like men that way, anyways. Even though you're setting it up. Let's be real. That's cool. Okay. Okay. What is your zodiac sign? Libra. Where do you go without looking like it? I can't say that kind of stuff. I got to be chill on the way I talk about it live. Where to go without looking like a lady of the evening? Listen, guys, as long as you're not charging them, then you're not. So now, if they want to help you with your bills or something later or whatever, that's kind of amongst adults or whatever. But, that's up to you, folks. Birds do it, bees do it. People do it. I don't know. All right? Let's see here. Okay. Yes, men will gravitate towards, that's right. Men will gravitate towards you. Maintenance is everything. That's right. Maintain it, folks. Ladies, maintain it. You can't be going out disheveled. All right? Put it together. Okay? Some of y'all got little baby hairs growing, and y'all can't see straight on, but in the right angles you can. All right? Some of y'all got a little. Here to tell you, don't forget to check. All right? Get yourself an adjacent mirror. That will tell on you the most. Those adjacent mirrors are not your friends, but they're helpful. They might be your best friends, actually. I don't know. They sure are helpful. Some of y'all got hairs growing here y'all can't see. Little white ones. And when you look this way, it screams at the person next to you. All right? Adjacent mirror and some tweezers will fix you right up. Don't forget. Okay. Yeah, screams. Yeah, literally screams. Some of y'all turn your head and you got a light little stash here going. It screams at people. It literally screams at them. They don't know how to tell you. It's just accosting everyone. Is that what you want? You want to be like that? You want to be the person that's accosting everyone? You better wax that thing. That ruined my night. Don't blame them. Blame yourself. Get yourself an adjacent mirror. Fix you right up. All right? Our nose job's attractive. Listen, folks. You don't have to tell them. Unless you tell them, how are they going to know? You know what I mean? That's just how it's always been. Whose business is it of theirs? You know? Mind your business. Hey, we can't be perfect 24/7. I didn't say you need to be perfect 24/7. I'm just saying you need to be close to it when you go on dates. All right? Do the best you can. Lead with your best foot forward. You're not with them 24/7. Okay? So just the allotted time, be ready. You get what I'm saying? Is that too much to ask? That you pluck those eyebrows once before you see them? My God. It's not such a high demand. Like, you know, just keep it together. All right? Do the best you can. Yeah. If you know you're going to see them tomorrow, get the tweezers out. Ta-da! I'm not asking too much. Okay? Okay. Hello, guys. What if the stash is blonde? They can still see it, Kendra. Even if the stash is blonde, they can still see it when you turn your head this way. And it's screaming at them. Hurts my ears. Let's take care of it. Basic grooming, folks. You want those brows 90s thin or 20s thin? I don't know. It depends on your face shape. Do the best you can with what you got. All right? Okay. Hello, folks. Can we make flossing teeth a norm before dates? Yeah, that's a big one. And yeah, that's a hard one for men too. Men especially aren't super aware of the dental hygiene stuff. They're just not. And so like, I honestly don't think, guys, you should see my bath. It's like, I don't even see how you can leave the house if you don't have a fucking water pick. If you don't have a bidet. You know what I mean? Costs a little extra. But if you don't even have one of those, it's like, should you like take a shower again? You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all just letting the water run down or whatever. But you should really just own a bidet, a water pick. It's like, my God, who raised these people? What's happening here? It's like you can't smell yourself, you know? Let's see here. Some of y'all haven't shaved in ever. Let's see here. He goes on walking dates and comes always too late to dates. I don't know what you're saying, Lisa. A man asked me for money. I told him yes, then ghosted him. There you go. Let's see here. I need to get my, okay, all right. Some of the stuff y'all are saying, typing, I can't even read out loud. I get in trouble. Let's see here. Mr. Picky. Yeah, I am actually, a little bit. Yeah, I think you guys should be too. Some of y'all are dating guys that are just not good for you. And then you end up here. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll be on a little bit later. I started late today, sorry. But I'm going to stay on a little bit more. I got 10 more minutes anyways. Yeah. Being well-groomed is just, if that's just not a standard, yeah, it's a big problem actually. Hello, guys. Hello, Instagram. Hello, TikTok. Hello, YouTube. Let's see here. Please stop with the fish video. The fish video was funny. That was really one of my favorite ones lately that I've done. That it didn't pop off on social media. My favorite videos are the ones that never do the best. Like on social media, like just a straight post. But whatever. Date asked, okay, hang on. Date asked me to meet him 40 minutes away in his town rather than meet me halfway or come to me. You guys want to know why that is? Well, I'll give you the answer. A, like Rocky. The reason why men want you to come, if you guys are dating long distance, first of all, if y'all are dating long distance, just get comfortable with the fact that that man will have another girlfriend when you're not around. All right, just y'all got to know. That's what's going on. So my advice straight up there is just have another boyfriend in your town too. Do whatever you're going to do. All right. Now, the reason why they want you to go to their town where they're at, if you guys are going on a date or something, is that, think about it. If you guys meet halfway into a town, to some middle of the road town, you as a woman, you think, oh, well, we're just going to meet. It seems even and fair that I'm just going to meet this guy in Hendersonville, wherever the fuck, because that's halfway, and we're going to kind of explore that town together, and we'll have a cute little date, and then at the end of the date, we're going to he's going to kiss me on the forehead, and I'm going to hop in my car, and we're going to go our separate ways and part ways. Men don't think like that. Men instead go, well, wait, if the date goes well, I'm going to bring her home to my place or something. You see? So like if you're in Hendersonville, wherever, then that's not very viable. He's not going to say, oh, why don't you go ahead and drive with me 2 hours back where I came from? You see what I'm saying? That's why they always say, oh, just drive all the way to me. Because they're hoping it goes well. And fair enough. Okay. Nothing wrong with a little Bible study, whatever. All right. But just know that they don't want to meet you in a town where then the option is not even available at all. You get what I mean? That's really what that is. Straight up. And there's nothing to be upset about. Nothing to be mad about. It just is what it is. Hopefully you're physically attracted to them anyways, so that's okay. But just saying, that's why he doesn't want to meet the whole halfway to some other town thing. All right? Hope that helps. He hired a matchmaker and this was his first date. So what? Hello, guys. What are your thoughts on a woman having no social media? Probably prefer it, actually. I don't know. I don't really mind either way, to be honest. Neither one's really an issue. I don't think that it's nice for people to go online and air out their personal problems or personal drama, online about other people. Because sometimes if y'all both have social media or whatever, usually the women have more social media or whatever, they might get in an argument over something dumb, like which side the toilet paper roll should be on, whatever. And then she'll take that to social media and make it everyone's business. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Aunt June or whatever, always posting on Facebook about Uncle Bobby, And it's like, come on, y'all gonna work it out. Why y'all, nobody wants to see y'all's business. I think that is a little, not tactful. Also, people that make content about other people they don't know. just make content just talking about someone they don't even fucking know anything about. They're just like, oh, my opinion about them is meh. That mean girl shit is dumb too, because that's just a dumb thing. It's like so presumptuous and dumb. That kind of stuff I don't like, but besides that, like, I don't mind either way. Is it true you're in aerospace engineering? Yes, not my first job out of college. I have a master's degree in mathematics, and I was working at Maersk. I was a supervisor training program at Maersk, and I learned, about shipyard supervising, and then I did some logistical engineering. So I'm a math nerd. And then later I got into aerospace at Northrop Grumman for mostly the F-35 and some other programs, like fighter jets, stuff like that. Cool stuff. Let's see here. I used to work at MH 605, not jets, but LOL. Yeah, so you get aerospace stuff is a thing for sure. Hang on. Okay. Let's see here. Love the math nerdiness. Let's see. Sorry, multiple platforms here. I'm not pulling out my wallet for anything but to put funds in it. I'm not pulling out my wallet for anything but to put funds in it. Fair enough. Cheated on my man on accident. We were only a month into dating. Cheated on my man. Juliana cheated on my man on accident. We were only a month into dating. What did you do, Juliana? Did you slip and fall? How do you mean by accident? Was you just walking for a sweet treat in the middle of the night and then just slip and fell and accidentally cheated? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Just own it, Y'all have been dating a month. God. You don't even know what he looks like without his hat on yet. Y'all just met. And you had an accident on the way to the kitchen. What are you talking about? A walking accident, right. How'd you do that? Is it a good idea to have rich men chase you? Hang on. Is it a good idea to have rich men chase you or no because they have so many options? Well, that's the thing. So a lot of people think that they want a rich man until they get one. There's a lot that comes with the rich guys. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't ones that want to be serious, monogamous, committed relationships to you. I'm not saying that necessarily. Just saying that a vast majority of rich men have worked hard to have options in their life, and that includes dating options. So, again, I'm not saying it's a rule, but there's a lot. If they make money, oftentimes it's going to come with other women around, and you will be shocked, man, as to how many women are okay with that. Okay. Okay, let's see here. What are your thoughts on dating a man 14 years older than me? Listen, nobody cares. God. If you don't care, all right, if you're an adult and you don't care, nobody else should care either. All right? And by the way, who cares? Who in your life is going to be like, oh, well, how old? Nobody. Once after a certain point, it really does not matter anymore at all. God. If you're attracted to him, if everything's still working and work in order, then nobody cares. Okay? If he's taking care of you, nobody cares. Okay? Let's see here. Okay, apart from appearing at places rich people... I got one more question, guys, and I gotta go. Are you hetero? Yes. That was easy. Okay, okay, one more. I have to verify one sec. Okay. Can a guy with making less than 100K a year be a provider? Okay, that's a good question because I get that a lot. Provider can mean a lot of different things depending on where you're at. So if I think women should date guys that have a willingness to provide, they want to provide or feel that sort of pressure that they need to. That's good. But depending on where you live, provider, or what provider means, is completely different. If you live in some small town in Kentucky, there are people dead ass surviving well, maybe not so well, but surviving well off of maybe 50, 60 grand a year. Like straight up, you could live, I don't say that's great, but in that area, in that town, in that place, and with what they're doing, that might be fine for them, you see. As long as he's willing to provide for the lifestyle that you want and you guys want together, then that's fine. It's all good. Now, obviously, if you live in a big city like LA, you need a lot of money to survive here. Is a lot, to survive well here is a lot more than 100K. In my opinion, I think 100K in LA is not living great. It's living, it's just not living great. So, it just depends on where you're at, okay? It's based on your region, all right? Okay, that's it for me, folks. Thanks to everybody for joining me. We will see you again on Thursday, and I will have more information for you soon about the Make Money Online stuff, if you guys are interested in that, and then the meet and greet, if we're going to do that. We'll see. If I get enough interest, it's on my Instagram. Okay, thanks again. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.